Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yeah, just thought I'd cover this. This was a story they ran a couple of weeks ago about this mosquito virus that's going around. It's quite entertaining, actually. Shall we go?
Residents in flood areas have been warned to protect themselves against mosquito bites. It comes after health authorities confirmed a case of Japanese encephalitis in Brisbane. It's a potentially deadly virus. 6 people in Australia have previously developed serious symptoms from the disease, with half of them passing away. Experts are worried the recent...
See, I love that. See how they go, oh, half of them passed away. 3 people passed away. It's not like they always put the most dramatic way to show a number. So yeah, it's always fun. Yeah, it's even got an acronym now. It's JEV, JEV. So we'll call it JEV, I guess. Good old JEV.
Weather might put more people at risk. Ginny Mansberg, our Sunrise GP, joins us.
So I noticed with all these flood things, some of the things that people wanted, I noticed none of them mentioned AeroGuard, which is interesting.
Jenny, this is the last thing people want to deal with. First of all, what is this Japanese encephalitis and what health problems can it cause?
So it's another virus, and I agree, the last thing we need is another virus, but it's spread by mosquitoes this time. Now, for 99% of people who catch
Whereas the other one was spread by bullshit. Isn't that funny?
it, they'll have no idea, absolutely no symptoms at all. But for that unlucky 1%, it's pretty awful. It's high fevers, it's headaches, but it can then lead to confusion and even a coma. And as you said,
it just sounds like most people these days. They're all full of confusion. You guys aren't helping the cause. So, if I watch your news stream every day, I'm pretty confused. Does that mean I'm suffering from JEV?
25% is the usual death rate that we say. And actually, Koshi, there's no treatment. We have no treatment for this, so it's pretty bad.
It's interesting she says there's no treatment for this, but all of a sudden they've got a vaccine for it, which they go into a week later. They've got a vaccine for JEV.
Oh, goodness.
I love this. Listen to this. I love this. Oh, goodness.
There's no treatment. We have no treatment for this, so it's pretty bad.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, how could the floods lead to an increase in cases and what are the signs to look out for?
Oh, well, when you've got stagnant water sitting around there's a good chance you're going to breed some mozzies. So are you scared yet?
So we've almost got a perfect storm at the moment. It's actually a virus that prefers to infect...
Yeah, we've had a perfect storm, all right. No wonder they're flooded.
Pigs, and so we're always sweeping pig farms. So we've almost got a perfect storm at the moment. It's actually a virus that prefers to infect pigs, and so we're always sweeping...
So, Koshi, you should be very scared because you're a pig, and so should all your politicians.
Pig farms and looking for it, because the mosquito that particularly transmits this virus much prefers a pig to us. So we're definitely the second choice of this mosquito.
So, Koshi, start hiding, mate. Get your AeroGuard out.
But they've actually been picking up this particular bug in pig farms across Australia in parts that we haven't seen it before. We were already having that in the lead up to the floods. Now, we know what happens in floods. Absolutely heaven for mozzies. And mozzies go crazy anyway in Australia, kind of from February to April. So we're expecting that the presence of this virus, together with the much greater flood conditions, is a boon for mosquitoes, and that puts us at much higher risk for getting this condition. So what to look out for? You're probably not going to know. But for those people who get a high fever and a headache in an area where they know they've been getting bitten by mosquitoes and where the Japanese encephalitis is, of course you want to see a doctor as soon as possible.
Okay, so you can't take a Panadol or put some anti-scratching cream on or something like that. It is serious.
Listen to this guy. Put anti-scratching cream on. That means you've already been bitten. What's that going to do? Gee, dumb as a box of old used condoms.
Go and see a doctor.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, because it is really not fun and it happens quite quickly, we want you in hospital so that we can monitor you, because as we said, there's no treatment for it. So we've got to maybe have you on fluids and have you closely monitored so we can give you the support to help you get through it.
So this woman's either out of the loop or they managed to whip out a vaccine very quickly. Very interesting. I'll find that now to show you about this vaccine for it. So you can have that much stuff in your body, you won't know. Does it react with your jabs that you're getting at the moment? This new vaccine that you're going to have, this JEV one. Yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Okay, Jenny, thank you for that.
Listen.
Maybe have you on fluids and have you closely monitored so we can give you the support to help you get through it.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know about mozzies. I heard a lot of crickets then. Oh, yeah, all right.
Okay, Jenny, thank you for that. Nat, I suppose the area around you is the same here. It's just mud, it's waterlogged, as Jenny was saying. It is the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes, so you've got to be careful.
Yeah, and you're both
Yeah,
pigs.
we're all
And you're all pigs, so yeah, you'd be very vulnerable.
being bitten right here this morning. Thank you for the warning.
Oh no.
A new vaccination program is being rolled out this weekend as health
go.
departments in 4 states try to measure the true impact of deadly outbreaks of Japanese encephalitis. There are now at least 15 human cases in Australia of the mosquito-borne virus and 2 deaths. It's been found in 25.
Well, that's weird. He said before that there was 6 people that had it and 3 deaths. So your numbers are already out of whack. What is going on here? And you've got this vaccine for it. This is crazy. You're just a walking cocktail of crap. Now, I don't think I can get through the whole thing, but you've already seen here, just from these 2 separate stories, that they're just making it up.
Piggeries, and the federal government is spending $70 million on prevention.
Wow, they're spending $70 million on prevention, education and mosquito control. Meanwhile, they can't get Army or anybody up to these flood areas to actually help them out. They can't get any funding because apparently they've got no money, but they've got $69 million to spend on a campaign for JEV. Unbelievable.
And also mosquito control. A baby is among those fortunate to survive. Authorities in the risk zones.
Wow, they're putting it all out there, and now they've got an excuse for people dying because of their other program that they're running. How many things can your body tolerate from these people?
Like the Murray River towns are going through hospital and death records as well to see this disease was likely. The virus is new to Australia, but now unlikely to be eradicated.
It's very unlikely given the extent of the spread, so we can expect that we'll need to develop and monitor a management plan into the future, which may well include looking at other populations that might need vaccine as they're at risk.
Associate Professor Paul Griffin is the Director of Infectious Diseases at Brisbane's Mater Health Services. And Professor, to many of us, I should say, this Japanese encephalitis has appeared so suddenly. But might it actually have been around for months, meaning that the virus could potentially have spread worse than we know right now?
Oh, right. So maybe this is what's actually killing people, not the other jabs you're running. Interesting.
Yeah, it may well have been here a little longer than we first thought. We're still trying to work out exactly how and when it did come here. The main thing to remember...
Before the booster or after the booster?
Though, is it's actually pretty hard to catch. It has a complex life cycle, and so it's not easy to pass around. And most people that get are actually asymptomatic. So we think symptoms probably occur in maybe 1% or fewer of people that are infected.
Yeah, most people, the illness are psychosomatic, but that's another story.
And the reason we've got such a campaign at the moment to let people know about it is there are things we can do to reduce that risk further. So that's why there's an awareness campaign. But even with that, it's unlikely that it's going to be common.
Yeah, it's reassuring to hear you say that. But that 1% you talk about, that's developing the serious swelling in the brain, isn't it? So, but up to 10% of infected humans could develop a mild illness, and that includes fever, headache and seizures.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So most people have few, if any, symptoms. A small proportion go on to get those milder manifestations, which are very similar to a number of viruses. So fevers, headaches, nausea and vomiting, for example. And
well, they're getting you scared. They're putting this baby up constantly to try and get you scared. You feeling it yet? JEV's on the way, mate.
Very rarely people can go on to get that disease where it does involve the brain, that encephalitis, and then a large proportion of those people will actually recover as well. So the very severe manifestations do remain rare.
The other encouraging thing here is that it can't be transmitted, we understand, human to human. What about the likelihood of it developing in places like piggeries, in birds, mosquitoes and humans, as I've mentioned there? How are they all linked, and how safe, I guess, is the food chain?
Yeah, it has a complex life cycle, which is not only really interesting, but means it's actually pretty hard for it to be transmitted. So normally it does reside in those wading water birds and can be passed to mosquitoes. Most animals that get it don't actually have enough virus in the blood to be able to transmit it to others. Pigs are what we call an amplifying host, so for a variety of reasons have a lot more of the virus in their bloodstream, and so mosquitoes that feed on the pigs then have enough virus to be able to transmit to humans, for example. But the important thing there is there can be no human-to-human transmission, even if humans that are infected are bitten by mosquitoes, and pork and related products don't have enough of the virus in it that it's any risk to eating or consuming any of those.
So really, the vaccine, what do you need that for? Serious. This is just another cover for the other jabs. Wow. Enjoy your cocktails, everyone. I'm out of here.
Related products, it really does have to involve directly a mosquito that's fed on an infected pig.
Yeah, that's an important clarification, Associate Professor. What about Australia's Deputy Chief Medical Officer says we're at the stage where it can't be eradicated now.